Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at what this guy has to say about the 18-19 fixtures, the league table, where everyone's going to end up, and we're going to see just how wrong I was. Okay, so we're doing it a little bit differently this year. I've got the video behind me ready to play of all of my predictions from this season, and I was wrong with a lot of teams. So yeah, this is going to be fun. Before we get into it though, here's a quick message from our sponsors.
Hello, mate.
Hi.
I tell you what, I need to keep track of all my fixtures. I'm struggling, I tell you.
Oh, have you not heard of OneFootball?
Yeah? What's that?
Yeah, it's a decent little app where you can check your fixtures and get news alerts across the football world.
Nice one, mate. Where can I get this?
You can. Oh, yeah, just get it from the link in the description, mate.
Is this supposed to be some kind of bit?
I guess so, but I don't think Joe's very good at these. Well, this is awkward.
But without further ado, let's get into my 18-19 predictions reaction. I'm going to have to wear these, which would be just look stupid. But yeah, if you can see here, this is me. I mean, look at that face. This is me about a year ago, August 18th, 2018. Okay, so let's just get into it and see what I have to say. As you can see, I probably need a new camera. That one's a little bit better. I'm very blue here. I don't know why. It's just because I'm using my webcam rather than my camera. But let's go. I know it's late. I'm sorry. What a surprise! Yeah, I was late with this video. Listen, I'm getting better with time. I promise.
Calm down. It's okay. There's plenty of predictions out there, but I just wanted to get mine on record so that at the end of the season I could just laugh about how wrong it was. If you have a
And here we are. That's exactly what we're doing. We're laughing at how wrong I was. I got a few like near, and I got a few a million miles away. But we're gonna see just how wrong I was really. Let's get straight into it anyway.
my last predictions video got a lot of dislikes. Mate, just because I said you're gonna finish 15th, don't mean...
To be fair, this prediction video got only 56 dislikes. That ain't bad at all. If you are watching this, please like the video as you know, just because it makes me very happy. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the bottom three. We're not going to go through every team because we'll be here all day. As we know, the bottom three, starting from the bottom, was Ipswich, Bolton, and then Rotherham. We're going to see what I thought was going to happen. Now, yeah, I've put Rotherham rock bottom. And I think everyone was thinking that was going to happen. They were just going to be the whipping boys of the league again, which, like I said. But to be honest, they were really good this season, and they could have easily stayed up, potentially at our expense. But we were okay in the end. But Rotherham were a tricky team for many sides, and they really did fight till the end. And I think if they come back up again, they got every chance, man. They looked much better than the Rotherham that finished rock bottom last time they were in the Championship. So yeah, I'll put QPR second bottom in 23rd, and they actually finished 19th. So as for Rotherham, they were a two places difference. QPR was a 4 places difference, which is quite bad. It's not a million. It's not terrible, but it is quite bad. QPR did finish 19th. They were having a really good season under McLaren, and then it just sort of flopped, and they sacked him. But I think McLaren did some good work at one point. It just sort of fell apart. But yeah, for them to finish 19th after being sort of level with where Blues were for most of the season, and then they still finished below us after we had 9 points deducted. It says a lot. So yeah, they weren't a million miles away. But QPR, no, it wasn't QPR. It was actually Bolton that took up that 23rd spot, and obviously Ipswich that took up that 24th. But who did I say was going to get 22nd? Okay, yeah, I predicted Reading to be third bottom. They were actually 20th rather than 22nd place. So again, they weren't a million miles away. That could have happened. They could have gone down instead of Rotherham. But I was wrong yet again. But again, a 2 difference isn't that bad. But you know, the bottom three's not too hard to there's always going to be teams that are going to be in and around there. It's the top 6 that is a lot harder. So we're going to quickly brush through the teams that we had in between from 21st to 7th, and then we'll get into my top 6. Yeah, the loss of Mick McCarthy for Ipswich was a big one. People wanted him gone. He left, and it didn't work out for them. At the end of the day, they couldn't replace the players that they sold, and they had a terrible season, finishing below Bolton. And who'd have predicted Bolton not finishing rock bottom? Well, with everything that went on, the fact that Ipswich finished below him is mental. I predicted Blackburn in 21st, who actually finished 6 places above in 15th. That's the biggest one I've got wrong so far. Then I predicted Ipswich to finish 20th. They finished rock bottom, of course, so that's a 4 difference. I predicted Wigan to finish 19th, and they finished 18th, so that's not too bad. That's only 1 off. I then had Bolton in 18th, when we all know they finished second bottom. That's a -5. Again, not very good. But in 17th place, I predicted Birmingham City, and I'm happy to say the first one that I got bang on correct was Birmingham City. I don't care if the 9-point deduction helped it, whatever. We would have finished 14th or whatever. I predicted Birmingham to finish 17th, and they finished 17th. Lottery numbers incoming.
Next up, we've got 17th place.
Let's have a look what I had to say about the season coming up for Birmingham City. I'm going to find this interesting because I haven't actually watched it back yet. So let's have a look.
Birmingham City.
I feel like the person on the screen that has to do the signals.
Realistic. I know I've got a lot of Blues fans on this YouTube channel, and you might not be happy with 17th, but I think if we can have a season where we're not really fighting relegation, like we're not really battling like we were last season and leaving it to the final day, I'll say it's a successful season.
Now, I rate that because it's good to get a dose of perspective, because throughout the season we had a pretty good start, especially as we got past the initial stage where we couldn't score goals. We were playing really well against solid teams. And then obviously Adams and Duke just kicked into gear, and wow, we had an amazing season. People were even talking about playoffs, stuff like that. So it's interesting, and it's good to see that I predicted 17th, and I said I would be massively happy just with the fact that we weren't in a relegation battle. And I think that's genuinely what we should have been aiming for. And again, next season, I don't want us to say, yeah, let's go top 6. It's about progress, and if we could go more into that sort of green area, sort of orangey green area between 9th and 13th, I'd be happy with that again, and we can progress every single year. Let's hear what else I've got to say.
Because we haven't had money to spend, we've not got depth, and
nope.
Our goalkeeper situation currently is dire. No matter how you say it, no matter what you put around it, our goalie situation is dire. But we've got Gary Monk, and as long as we keep him and he doesn't walk, or we randomly sack him for no reason like we usually do with managers, I think we'll be okay. We're going to have good spells and bad spells, and all, in the end, we'll be mid-table, sort of lower mid-table, but no worries, genuinely. And
bang on! What a genius this guy is. Bang on, mate.
I'd be massively happy with that, and hopefully, over the course of the season, we'll develop some young players, like Viv Solomon Ottabar, like Charlie Lakin, like Bez Lubala, etc. And we'll be able to push on next season. Maybe the restrictions will be a bit loosened, and we'll be able to sign a bit here and there.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll take mid-table mediocrity all day.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Viv Solomon Ottabar didn't come around as good as we expected. He had a really good spell at Blackpool. Then we tried to use him at the first half of the season. It wasn't really working, wasn't really at this level. Loaned him out again to League One Portsmouth. Did well for them. I think he made 10 or 11 appearances, and I think they do want him back. We have re-signed him, but I think it's just so we can get some compensation, in all honesty, which is a shame. But I think currently League One is his level, but he could be a Championship player in a couple of years. It might be almost like a Reece Brown situation, where they need to just go away to a different team, work on their craft, and come back a better player. Who knows?
Quickly touching on our signings, I think Connor Mahoney is a great loan signing. He's looked good at the start of the season. I think he's going to do well for us. I think he'll be more influential, more impactful than Boga was last season. He seems more eager to drive, and instead of cutting and then turning back, he wants to push through and he wants to take shots on goal. So I can see him getting a few goals this season. Also, I think a lot of people who aren't Blues fans forget this, but Isaac Vassell is coming back from an injury, and if he hits the form that we know he can, he's going to score goals. He will score goals. We've got Omar Bogle as well, on loan from Cardiff. He is a great signing. A great signing considering we can't
Woo! Woo! How wrong was I?
spend any money. And I think we've got one more we can bring in. Obviously, we've just released Shaken Doyd. Well, we've loaned him to his former club, Angers, and he's gone now. But we are currently lacking depth in centre mid. I think we'll sign one, and I think we'll be okay. I'll take mid-table. I'll take it. Next.
Okay, so that's what I had to say about Blues. Let me know your thoughts on my predictions about Blues. Obviously, when I record this video, it was already 2 games into the season. I'd left it a bit late for whatever reason. So I had picked up a bit of information on, like I was able to look at Connor Mahoney, for example, and find out what type of player he is without actually going into his highlights and stuff. So let's go on. Let's move on. Okay, so after that I went for Hull, 16th. That's 3 off. They ended up getting 13th. I went for Sheffield Wednesday in 15th. They actually ended up 12th, which is another 3 off, which is not bad. Millwall, I chose 14th. They actually got 21st, so that's a 7 difference, which is the worst one yet out of all of these. And then I went for Bristol City in 13th. They actually finished 8th. They just missed out on the playoffs, as we all know. But the team I chose for 12th place got automatic promotion. So clearly I was massively wrong here.
In 12th, we've got Sheffield United. Again, it's a lower position than last season. They finished 10th last season. My main reason, they've lost Clayton Donaldson.
Yeah, I was massively wrong, of course. And I didn't mention Billy Sharp, who had an absolutely incredible season. Dean Henderson as well, really good in goal. Many other players that I could be naming. But yeah, Sheffield United blew my predictions out the water, and that is not the only automatic team to go up automatically that I put fairly low. So Sheffield United was my worst prediction so far, with a difference of 10 places. Here we go.
Up at number 10, I have Daniel Farke's Norwich. Now, a lot of people might see them finishing lower than that. They might see them finishing sort of mid-table.
A lot of players that I had no idea of how good they were. Off the top of my head, Steeperman, is that his name? Vrancic, Pookie. Obviously, so many good players that I didn't expect to be so good. A lot of it comes down to, you know, looking at the players, looking at the sort of philosophy he wanted to get across, but it just clicked. It clicked this season. I don't think many people would have put Norwich in the top 2 in their predictions, and fair play if you did. Even Norwich fans probably wouldn't have had them that high. They might have hoped for playoffs. I know we spoke to Jack Reeve and Chris Reeve mainly, and I know they were aiming to get in the playoffs. But what a wonderful season they've had. And as you can see here, I was massively wrong about it. I hold my hands up. All right, that was a difference of +9 for Norwich. So after that, I got Preston in 9th when they actually finished in 14th, which is a 5 difference. I then had Derby in 8th, who actually finished in 6th and got in the playoff final. I then had Villa in 7th, which ended up getting 5th and winning the playoff final. So let's have a look at my top 6. Yeah, I think I was pretty right with this one. I'm not going to go into it much more, but yeah, the Baggies, I was 2 off with that. I predicted 6th and they finished 4th. On to number 5. Let's have a look at who I chose for number 5. This is probably a team that many people would have thought would get in the playoffs, and they almost did with a push at the end, but they couldn't do it. That's a good freeze frame, that is. But no, I feel like a lot of people thought Forest would do really well, do Wolves. Again, when Wolves spent a lot of money, it took them the second season to really get it going. Could Forest be a contender next season for the playoffs or even automatic spots? Maybe. Depends what they do in the summer and the sort of philosophy they get across. They've seen certain players adapt to the English game, and you know, I feel like with a full season under their belts and a few shrewd additions in the summer, they could be a force to be reckoned with. And in fourth place,
Swansea there. Trust Graham Potter.
he's a good manager. He's so good that he's gone to Brighton now, I think. But Swansea, I predicted fourth for Swansea. They actually finished 10th. But people saying he did a good job there. Which, yeah. I don't know what... honestly, I don't know what restrictions Swansea had or whatever. But for me, I thought they had a good squad. They come down for the Premier League. But we know for a lot of teams, it is hard going straight back up when you've come down. So, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. What do you think of Swansea's season? Let me know in the comments below. Middlesbrough is who I have put in third place. They ended up finishing 7th. They almost scraped getting into the playoffs, but on the final day they missed out courtesy of a derby win.
And I think Britta Sambalanga is going to be up there trying to get the golden boot. It could.
Let's have a look. Britta Sambalanga only managed 14 goals this season. Oh, the same as Lukas Djukovic. That's actually quite a good amount, but obviously Duke getting 10 assists as well. Who'd have thought that? Obviously, he played a lot more minutes, 273 minutes per goal. Britta Sambalanga, 192, so he must have been out through injury for a little bit. Okay, so now it's the top two. You can probably guess who it is if you do the maths, but just wait and see. Here we go.
Number 2, I've got Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds.
I should have put Leeds third and I would have had another one. Just to let you know, by the way, I predicted Brentford to finish 11th, and I also got them right. So that is 2 correct predictions. That is not bad. I don't think I got any last season, so that's 2 correct predictions. That is not bad at all. But yeah, I predicted Leeds was one off, obviously, which weren't too bad. But I could have got 3 correct ones. So close. Well, the thing is with Bielsa, my mate did say that with the language barrier, are they going to be able to pull through? Forget about the language barrier, but the way Leeds reacted this season when things didn't quite go their way, I think they showed good character throughout the season. The thing they missed was a clear, promising 20-season goal scorer. They had Kemal Roof, who's been really good. They've had a few players. Bamford was meant to be the one, but he just isn't that. He isn't at that level. He isn't a Che Adams, a Tammy, a Billy Sharp, a Pookie. There's certain teams that have a talisman, and I think that's just what Leeds were missing this season. And I think in the summer they will go for a player like that, because other than that, they're a pretty solid team and they play good football on their day. We took 6 points off them. But, you know, maybe we can... I'd like to get another 3 at Ellen Road next season. Unbelievable away day. Okay, now you can probably work out who I put top, and it was, again, massively wrong. This is actually my worst prediction of the lot with minus 15. Let's find out who it was.
Now, that leaves one team and one team only, and that is Stoke City. It's Gary Rowett's Stoke. Their team has to go in the top 2. Or finish first, or it's an absolute travesty, and Rowett will be seen as a fraud. The team that
Rowett is a fraud.
Joe Allen.
I'm not even joking here. This weren't a bad prediction. They just were terrible. What happened to Stoke? Like Jack Butland, Benny Cafobe, Joe Allen, Ryan Woods. I don't know what happened. But we got 6 points off them as well. Oh.
I mean, I'm sat here like just jealous. I'm just jealous, mate.
I was so jealous of Stoke's squad, you know, and they finished a place above us. I don't know how many points, but a place above us. That says a lot. So yeah, that is my reaction to the predictions that I made at the start of the season. Guys, if you'd like me to do something like another set of predictions next season, make sure you like the video. What did you think about the reaction? It's personally, I think it's always good to reflect on your predictions from the season before or the start of the season, just because it's good. It's good. It gives you a little bit of perspective of your mindset at that point, especially when I'm talking about my own club. So yeah, let me know about your thoughts on what I said about your team, about where I placed your team as well. Maybe like to hear from some Stoke fans as well. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you did, smash that like button, subscribe with notifications on, and I will catch you in the next one.